my name's Kim Hill, and I have been working with Samantha, and before I met Samantha, I was a huge sugar addict, and when I mean huge, I mean huge, and where I would binge on just any sweets you can think of, cookies and candies and cakes and all of that type of stuff. And I had struggled with it for, gosh, at least 8 or 9 years before I met Samantha, where I would struggle hardcore, where it was every day, and then I went to, I'd have like a week here that was good, then I struggle again, and then I have a month that was good, and then I struggle again. So my past is where I felt like I would never be able to be free from it. I felt controlled by it, I felt consumed by it. And working with Samantha and learning that I don't have to be controlled by sugar has been such a freeing experience. It is amazing to see your life when you're addicted to something and then your life when you're not addicted to something. And it doesn't mean that I'm in a place where I never think about sugar. You still think about it, but you just say it's really not worth it. It's not worth it controlling your life. It's not worth it consuming your thoughts. It's just food, and it's just something that's trivial, where life is so much greater. There's so many more things that you should be thinking about and be consumed with than something like sugar. The feeling truly is indescribable of being free from sugar, because I was somebody who didn't have a hope that I could be free from sugar. So it's something that I really wasn't able to relate to prior, and now it's just like this, it's like a burden has been lifted. You just feel like you walk around with this, not physical weight, but like a burden weight, like on your shoulders, where it's like pushing down on you, and now it's not there. It's just like, you just like a sigh of relief, like, oh, okay, this is a good place to be. And for me, I am currently 6.5 months pregnant.
6.5 months, woo!
Which is very exciting, because to think a year ago, if I would have gotten pregnant, my whole pregnancy, this poor baby would have been insanely addicted to sugar, just like I was. And so it's amazing to think now that I'm free from sugar, that my baby's getting a healthy start already in life, before she's even entered it. And I'm just so thankful that I met Samantha and was able to overcome my addiction to sugar. And in my pregnancy, I'm not even craving sugar, because people are always asking me, oh, what are you craving? I will say I have a craving, but it's not sugar. It's citrus. I want orange juice, and I want grapefruits and good things. I was fearful of, not of getting off sugar, but of feeling like I wouldn't be able to get off sugar. I was hopeful that I could, have a life without it, but I was fearful that I would be the one exception to the rule, that it wouldn't work for me, that I was going to be the lone person in the whole world that struggled with sugar while everyone else was able to be successful. But as far as like being fearful of not having it in my life, I wasn't, but I was scared that I'm not going to be able to do this, and I was able to do it. One thing that's amazing is that prior to being free from sugar, it really consumes your thought life. And especially, like, I was an emotional eater. I would do it if I was stressed, if I was bored. And so imagine all those times in your life that happens in a day, where you're stressed or you're tired or bored, of how much you're going to be thinking and eating sugar. So to now not have that in my life, it's amazing, like all this extra time I have to think about other things other than sugar. And now that I have been free from sugar for, gosh, 9 months at least.
Awesome.
I still will have sugar, but if I have it, it's not this like I have one bite and then I feel like I need to eat 3 bags of these cookies, or a large quantity. And when I have it, if I choose to have it, I'll go through. I think I have my first bite, and I ask myself a couple questions. Is this really good? Do I really want to have this and enjoy it? And if I do, okay. But it's very rare that I really will even finish a dessert, because sometimes I'll have a bite and then I'm like, man, this really isn't that good. It's really not worth me having to go.
You would have never said that before.
No, because then I'm thinking, well, now I'm going to have to go exercise or, something to work off all these calories, and I don't really want to do do that. So it's really not that great. So no, thank you. And I'll just push it aside. I was like, say if you're at like a birthday party and you see the cake and you're like, oh, that cake looks really good. Maybe I'm going to have a piece. And then you decide, okay, I'm going to have a piece because I haven't had sugar in a couple weeks. And then I get the cake and then I take a bite and it's just doesn't have that hold on me anymore that I feel like I have to have it. You can put it down and say, really, it was dry cake. I don't need to eat it.
But before you would have ate the whole thing.
I would have. And I would have not eaten 5 more pieces in front of people, but I might have said, oh, can I take some cake home? Or, if they're looking for, people to, take leftovers, oh, I'll take some home to my husband, blame my husband, and then eat it.
Okay.
To someone who is struggling as a sugar addict right now, I would look at them and say, you are not the exception to the rule. You can and will overcome it by making choices. Every day you have a choice to make in your life. And if you choose to make those choices and not say, oh, tomorrow's going to be the day I'm going to start. Or if you did have, say you started and then you struggled and then say, oh, I'm going to throw my hands in. I'm terrible. I'm a horrible person. I'm never going to get over it. Then you're just going to stay stuck in that rut. But I think telling yourself that you can overcome this and making different choices in your life and believing in yourself and believing that this is something you have the power to change and really knowing that you can do it, it's attainable. It's attainable for anybody. If I could do it, I think anybody can do it. As far as knowing Samantha, it really has been life-changing. And I think for me, the reason that it impacted me so much is because Samantha was somebody who has walked this path before. She was a huge sugar addict. She's very open and transparent about her life prior, to being free from sugar. And so to be able to talk to somebody and have materials written by somebody who's been in that same situation. It's not this person who's talking to you as if, just don't eat sugar, it's not good. They can relate. No, there is something that was drawing you to it, and they can share those stories. It's like having a friend in your corner saying, you know what, I walked this road ahead of you, and it is possible, so have hope, and you can do it as well and follow behind.